Hello everybody and welcome to another ship review. And today I'm going to review the Uss Constitution, the largest frigate in naval action, and she is large. So first off, as usual, well actually this is not as usual, I'm not going to start with history. And this review was delayed a couple of times because I wanted to do history, but after a while I got the conclusion it's too damn much, I'm not going to bother. So I didn't want to do anything half-arsed, so it was either all or nothing basically. And with the pure amount of information on the USS Constitution, I thought fuck it. So there's not going to be history, there's plenty of sources where you can read about the USS Constitution. It will also save time on this video because it would get ridiculously long if I were to include the history. So yeah, sorry, but that's not going to happen. I hope I have I believe I have 24 pounders, but those cannons look kind of small. That doesn't look right. I haven't sailed the Constitution in a long time. And this isn't even an exceptional one, it's just a common one. But either way. So yeah, there's plenty of sources to read about the US Constitution. Go ahead, pause the video, do it after the video, do it whenever. Maybe you've already done it, but you can read about the Constitution on, for example, Wikipedia. But anyways, I'm going to talk about the USS Constitution in naval action. So the USS Constitution, of course, is the only so far 24-pound quote-unquote frigate in the game, since she is a super frigate. So she's kind of frigate, but she's the size of a third rate, so she isn't a regular old frigate. And she can carry 24-pounders on her gun deck, 12-pound cannons on her weather deck, or 42-pound carronades on her weather deck. And the same for bow and stern chases. 12-pound cannons on the bow. Oh wait, actually, that's 18-pounders I believe, on the bow and stern chasers, or 42-pound carronades. Excuse me, sorry. And the Connie is also the first ship which has a which can't load only carronades. So, like, if the Trinconny before can have carronades on gun deck and weather deck, the Connie can only have carronades on the weather deck. And of course, in this loadout I have now, it doesn't have carronades. I've got all mediums loaded out. I don't use this ship much. I sailed it too much in before early access, so I have no interest in sailing her now. But either way. So yeah, she can't carry full carronades. The first ship to do which can't do it. Anyways, compared to say the Trinco, the Connie has a large broadside weight, 504 pounds. The Trinco only has a broadside weight of 351 pounds. Of course, if you were to load full carronades on the Trinco can do 800 pounds. Well, if you do carronades on the tech depth of the Connie, it has 864 pounds. So a Trinco with full carronade loadout very nearly matches a Constitution with full carronade loadout. Granted, a Constitution with quote-unquote full carronade loadout will have the range advantage, since it'll still have mediums or longs on the gun deck. Of course, using that effectively, that's up to the captain. And compared to the main competitor of the Constitution is a totally different ship, the Ingermanland. And the Ingermanland has a broadside weight of 642 pounds, which is exactly 138 more. 138 pounds more. However, if you were to load carronades, well, poor Ingermanland, since she can only carry 12-pound carronades, that's just sad, on her weather deck. Which adds a puny 42 pounds to the broadside weight. However, full cannon loadout, the Ingermanland has a larger broadside weight due to the 32 and 18-pounders on her gun decks. So the Connie has a very capable armament, although weaker than ships of the line of similar size, like the third rate, the Bellona, the Ingermanland, since they're all similar size, since the Constitution is a very large ship. Sometimes people don't realize how large the Constitution actually is. She's more a ship of the line in terms of size than a frigate. There's a reason she is called a super frigate. But that is not exactly represented in her sailing qualities. That she is basically as large as a ship of this line. She has quite frigate-like sailing qualities. In terms of speed. Turning, not so much. Although the deceleration when turning on the Connie means that her turn rate is also... or her turning is also pretty good. But anyways, the Connie has a speed of 12.07 knots, which is the worst of the frigates. Which is 0.41 knots slower than the Trincomalee, which I've been comparing her to from the frigates. Oops. However, compared to the Ingermanland, she's 0.58 knots faster. So this ship is definitely the ship between souls and frigates. She's not a frigate, but she's not a ship of the line. Her turn rate is 2.38, which is worse than the Ingermanland and Trincomalee. The Ingermanland has 2.47 turn rate, while the Trinco has 2.56. Of course, the Connie is a lot faster than the Ingermanland. So the Constitution, she is fast. She has good enough turning, but her size shows that her turning suffers a bit. Although if you know what you're doing, you could still probably stern camp a third rate. Or a Pavel like I'm doing here. Granted, this is only a AI Pavel. A player would probably do better. But you could still do good. In her armor though, the ship of the line-like qualities really show. Her structure is 6,800, which is 500 more than the Ingermanland at 6,300, and a whooping 2,400 more than the Trincomalee, which has 4,400. The Trincomalee, of course, is a lot smaller ship, an 18-pound frigate compared to the Connie's 24 pounds. And the armor of the Connie is exactly the same as the Ingermanland at 65 centimeters. And the Trinco has 60 centimeters on the side, so... Of course, as I said, the Trinco is a massively smaller ship. The Connie is a lot larger. And she is comparable to the Ingermanland in size, or the third rate, or the Bellona. However, of course, she is a lot newer ship, which leads to her having a better structure than the Ingermanland. Makes somewhat sense, simply due to the age difference. Since the Connie is 80 years younger, 80 years younger, I believe. Something like that, 80 or 90 years younger. That's a significant amount. So, really, to conclude, what do I think of the Constitution? Well, I think basically that the Constitution is a bit of a jack of all trade ships, but master of none. She has good firepower. She has good armor, well, excellent armor. She has decent speed. She has okay turning. However, she doesn't excel in any of those. Her broadside, assuming you use all cannons, is beaten by the Ingermanland. Her armor is exactly the same as the Ingermanland. Her speed is faster than the Ingermanland. Her turn is worse. She isn't fast as a frigate. She is slower than all frigates. She's faster than all ships of the line, however. She has more armor than all frigates. However, she has the same or less armor than all ships of the line. She has the turn rate of a ship of the line. She has the crew of a small ship of the line, the Ingemanland. So really, she is basically a jack of all trades. She can do the role of a frigate easily. She can also do the role of a ship of the line due to her armor and structure. Of course, it's all going to depend on the wood type. This here is a common teak ship. I don't expect most ships of the line to be teak built, although I would expect all constitutions to be teak to allow for that jack of all trades part. And I'll be honest, in a sense, the jack of all trade parts kind of makes some future ships obsolete, unless I don't know what the dev's plan is, but like, and even it kind of makes the Ingemanland sort of obsolete, because the Connie can do the Ingemanland's job. Well, granted, she won't have as much firepower. However, she is better in pretty much every aspect except turn. So she kind of makes the Ingemanland obsolete, which is a 62 gunner. She will make probably all ships of the line, and this is my favorite size of ships of the line, between 50 and 60 guns. She will probably just about make all of them obsolete, because they have about the same firepower. They would be slower, they would possibly turn better, they would have less armor, less structure. I don't know if that's going to be the case, but that's the logical due to the age of this ship. This is basically a 50, this could just as well be a 50 gun ship of the line. Easily. But we'll see what the future holds, and right now she is an excellent ship. She's popular in gang squads simply due to her speed and firepower. Like I said, she can do both. She can work as a ship of the line and she can work as a frigate. In my experience, at least. And she does a good job at both. It isn't the case where, even though she's a jack of all trade, she is good at it all. She might not be amazing at it, but she can compete with no problem. So take that as you want. She is either way, she is an excellent ship. She sails nicely. Her firepower is good. Can't really complain. Any person who orders or builds a Constitution is bound to be happy, just due to the firepower, the sailing qualities. And if you're a US guy, it's the Constitution. I guess that's all you need. The only reason you need to sail the Constitution. Me, I'd like to see some Dutch ships, of course, but that's irrelevant. So yeah, the USS Constitution, one of many United States ships in game. Old Ironsides, the most popular, so go ahead to Wikipedia if you want to read the history of it. I'm not going to bother with that at all. I hope you enjoyed watching it, and I'll see you next time. Bye!